Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, is in Austin, Texas, where we'll take you on one woman's inspiring journey as she walks hand in hand with Vincentians to a better life.
Another construction project underway for the Carpenter Sons. Vincentians putting their handyman skills to work to help their neighbors in need. I'm Trey Strelka with the story from Fort Wayne, Indiana, ahead on Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
And in Eugene, Oregon, the Society turns old mattresses into the dollars they need to help improve their community. These stories are just some examples of the good works of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul across the United States.
Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
Welcome to Austin, the capital of Texas. The state's fourth most populous city is home to the University of Texas. The Austin Council of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul has been active since 1961, most recently helping nearly 200,000 people with more than $5 million in assistance. Welcome to Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I'm your host, Paul Boron. Now, Austin is a colorful city known for its eclectic music scene. The Society is known for the home visit, where Vincentians go in pairs to meet with people in their homes. Oftentimes, they provide emergency assistance, whether it's keeping the lights on or providing food. As Sharon Dennis shows us, sometimes those journeys go much longer and become far more transformative.
Yeah, we did that. Right.
Vincentians Fred and Susan Schrader, with the conference at St. William Catholic Church in Round Rock, Texas, just outside Austin, say a home visit to Rocio's home was anything but routine.
As soon as my husband and I went into the house, we knew something was drastically wrong. There were broken dishes all over the floor. There were holes in the walls.
The Schraders had stopped by to discuss how they might help keep the lights on for Rocio's family.
We knew something was really wrong, but we didn't pursue that. We were there to help her with her electric bill. So we helped her, got the information, and we took care of paying the electric bill. But my husband and I thought that something's not right, and God was talking to us, telling us, you need to go back.
And that's what they did, arranging a second home visit and offering help through another St. Vincent de Paul program.
They came back because it was around almost close to Christmas, and they said that they had a program just because, and that they wanted to know if I was interested in signing up for that, and I told them yes. And so they did. I did, and they came and delivered the gifts for my children, and they stayed ever since.
We had a program that is for Christmas time and here at the parish, and it's called Just Because, and it helps families with children that can't afford Christmas gifts. So I called her under the guise of this program and asked her if she would like to participate in that for her children, and she said yes. So we set up another meeting with her, and we went back, and she was a little more receptive that day. So I asked her, I said, are you okay? And then she opened up. She had been abused by her husband for nine years. And she was married to a U.S. citizen, but she was undocumented.
That home visit became a journey, one that's lasted for years. Along the way, the Schraders helped Rocio secure a green card, assisted with her finances, and even reconnected her with the Catholic Church.
They have taught me everything I know. Everything from how to be a mother and raise them, teach them, and bring them up in a Catholic home, and how to stay stable and how to learn how to manage your money.
Fred has shown his Vincentian heart by living a St. Vincent de Paul tenet. No work of charity is foreign to the Society.
I started being a handyman and a woodworker, I started helping fix up the house some and plug the holes in the walls and stuff to help them because they needed help. It was very obvious that they needed help.
Rocio has since remarried and is living a happy life with her new husband and 5 children. And her family has become the Schrader's extended family as they walk with her every step of the way.
They're like the parents that are teaching me that I never had to teach me the proper ways of life. But they're also like mentors to my children and myself.
Rocio's like a daughter to me, and her husband's like a son, you know, so it's been enjoyable. But over the years, since 2011, she has come a long way. She and her husband, she and Jorge were married in the church. All of the kids have been baptized. We're the godparents for all of the kids.
Rocio and her family have a place to live, and they are members of the Catholic Church. Still, something has eluded Rocio as she's worked to better her life.
She really wanted to become a United States citizen.
Jolene Boyer, president of the Society's Council in Austin, knew Vincentians would want to make Rocio's dream become a reality.
Through a systemic change grant that my conference had, we were able to pay for her citizenship application, which was $750. She had saved enough money for the lawyer's fee, and the lawyer that we were working with was doing a lot of it pro bono. But she did charge her just so she would have some buy-in into the process.
Jolene says Rocio passed her citizenship test the first time and believes this case shows what can happen out of a home visit.
Transformation is possible. It's not easy, it's a challenge, and it takes a lot of commitment. But it is absolutely possible.
The blessings just keep coming.
They have become my family, and they know that I have changed the lives, not just of Rocio, but of her husband Jorge and all 5 kids. So even if I never did anything else in my life, I've saved 7 souls. That's pretty good.
We talked about it all the way home. I says, my gosh, you know, this is something. And it makes you feel good. It really makes you feel good.
Matter of fact, Rocio keeps telling me, because, you know, I'm not a spring chicken anymore. Rocio keeps telling me, when you and Mr. Fred get old and you need someone to take care of you, I'm going to be here to take care of you like you've helped take care of me.
They're deep in my heart, like feeling in there. I mean, this is not tears of sadness, it's just tears of how thankful and how much I love them.
A strong bond formed and lives changed forever after just one knock on the door. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Sharon Dennis.
Thanks, Sharon. Quick postscript. Rocio is now officially a United States citizen, and her Vincentian friends were with her at the ceremony. Now, if you're like me and you're not particularly handy with home repairs, you probably call someone to help. But what if you can't afford those repairs? Next, we're going to Fort Wayne, Indiana, where the Society turns to the carpenter's sons to fix this and that. The story just ahead when Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, returns.
Vincentians grow closer to God through working face-to-face with the poor. The Society of St. Vincent de Paul offers the chance to live your faith, grow spiritually, and develop Christian friendships while serving those in need. Through person-to-person service, food pantries, mentoring, advocacy, and more, the Society helps people move out of poverty to self-sufficiency. You can learn more at www.svdpusa.org.
St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church's vibrant conference in the Society dates back to 1996. It's one of 40 conferences in the Austin Council. Inside the parish, you'll find this beautiful statue of St. Vincent, the patron saint of the poor. We know the cost of home repairs can really add up, and it can be challenging for someone on a budget. Vincentians in Fort Wayne, Indiana are putting their handyman skills to work for their neighbors in need. Trace Trocco shows us the carpenter's son's latest projects.
Vincentian Jim Thrill knows a thing or two about repair work and giving back to his community.
God has provided a lot for us and blessed us in many ways, and this is our opportunity to help other people.
Jim, his fellow Vincentians, and other volunteers comprise a group called the Carpenter Sons, a special work of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul of Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Carpenter Sons help their neighbors in need with home repairs and other projects such as building and installing ramps.
We've done about 100 wheelchair ramps in the last 2 years, and beyond that we do water heaters, faucets, vanities, flooring, some roof jobs, you name it, we've gotten into it.
Mazel Robinson, a neighbor in need, says she wasn't sure where to turn after nearly falling and realizing she needed a rail down her basement stairs. The Carpenter Sons stepped in to help.
They've been very good at helping me because all I receive is a Social Security disability, and I can't afford. The place is just falling apart, but that's great improvement, and the people that works here are great, people of integrity. I feel comfortable around them.
Mazel considers the individuals she's met through the Carpenter Sons her friends.
A blessing indeed. It seems like words isn't enough, how much I appreciate what they've done for me. And really, they really didn't have to do it, but I'm grateful. I consider myself blessed.
Vincentian John O'Shaughnessy, who has been volunteering with the Carpenter Sons for more than 2 years, knows there are plenty of homes in need of repair. However, it's the Society's person-to-person contact that is the group's biggest contribution.
A lot of spiritual support they're in need of. They're really looking for help and sometimes just people to talk to. Somebody to understand their needs and wants, and we're there to help them in any way that we can.
As these men and women work together, they're also learning from one another.
We've done some roofing projects, flooring, the wheelchair ramps, doors. We put in some doors, plumbing projects, fixed toilets, put in sinks, faucets. Everybody brings a different skill set, so everybody's pretty much welcome, whether it's a spiritual aspect or a talent that they received from their former employment or anything.
The Carpenter Sons work on projects both large and small, like replacing the flooring at the Vincent House, transitional shelter in Fort Wayne. Without the Society's help, a project like this one might not happen.
When we can get skilled folks to come in and lend their talent, we feel extremely blessed because there's just not that many really skilled folks anymore, especially in this industry. So we're extremely grateful for them coming and thinking this is a very important project.
Denise Andorfer, the director of Vincent Village, explains how the men and women of the Carpenter Sons make an impact on her nonprofit organization.
We often have projects that we don't have staff to complete, so we have an ongoing partnership with NeighborLink, who works with Carpenter Society to bring them to various projects in the community.
On this day, the Carpenter Sons are working on the renovation of the Vincent Village Youth Services Center. It's a transitional shelter for homeless families to live in while they work to get back on their feet.
This is a youth center that's actually attached to the Vincent House shelter. So we have a variety of educational programming, tutoring, social skills groups, art classes, leadership programs, and other programs to help the kids with their ability to adapt while their family is in crisis.
Father Timothy Rozek, who serves as the spiritual advisor for the St. Vincent de Paul Fort Wayne Council, says the charism of the Society is never far from the hearts of its volunteers.
It is a calling. I don't look for volunteers when I want somebody to minister. I look for people who want to respond to the call of Jesus Christ to ministry in the world. When someone is called to ministry in the St. Vincent de Paul Society, their heart has to be right. They have to be persons who look to spirituality of love, the love of Jesus Christ for the poor. God gives the person who is in ministry to the poor to help them, to bring them back to God, to bring them to know God and to love God. That's the spirituality of a Vincentian.
While they don't do the work expecting praise and thanks, Jim says it's nice to hear they've done a good job.
They're very appreciative because otherwise, how would they get these things done? If they can't afford to hire a contractor, we're very fortunate ourselves. God has provided a lot for us and blessed us in many ways, and this is our opportunity to help other people. So it's giving back, and it's doing what we should be doing for our neighbors.
I'm appreciative. I really am. I really don't know how to. I don't really know how to express myself. All I can say is that they're good people, caring people, loving people, people of integrity.
They're Vincentians, finding creative ways to lend a helping hand in their communities. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Trace Trolka.
Thanks, Trace. All told, some 24 volunteers put in more than 1,000 volunteer hours each month. What keeps them busiest? Well, they've installed more than 100 wheelchair-accessible ramps. Now, speaking of the number 100, a conference is celebrating their 100th birthday. We'll take you to the party. But first, Vincentians recycle everything from cardboard to styrofoam. They're helping the environment while earning dollars for the Society's good works. Just ahead on Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul.
What inspired me to become a Vincentian was once I learned a little bit more about what Vincentians are all about and all of the things that they do, I felt like I wanted to be a part of that bigger mission to help people all across the world, all like together. So when my mom started working for the Society of St. Vincent de Paul, we wanted to get involved in our own way, so we all got involved.
One of the unique aspects of St. Vincent de Paul Catholic Church in Austin are the relics of St. Vincent de Paul and St. Louis de Marillac, buried beneath the parish's altar. A relic is defined as the physical remains or the personal effects of a saint. St. Louis, whose statue adorns this parish, is credited as a co-founder, along with St. Vincent, of the Daughters of Charity. Like St. Louis and Vincent, the Society in Oregon gets creative with the resources they have to raise funds to change lives. The numbers are eye-opening. Nearly 8 million pounds of scrap metal, nearly 6 million pounds of textiles, and another 5 million pounds of wood waste. The Society in Eugene, Oregon is an industry leader in keeping these kinds of items out of landfills. Michelle Wargo shows us how being environmentally friendly helps fund Vincentian programs.
Members of the Society of St. Vincent de Paul are focused on helping their neighbors in need. What if this could be accomplished by also finding creative ways to save the planet? That's exactly what the Society is doing in Eugene, Oregon.
Well, I come from that old school of Vatican II and social justice, and that kind of spirit is what drives me into this world of nonprofit work. It doesn't seem to me like we're very good stewards of human or material resources most of the time, and finding a way to do that is very satisfying.
Terry McDonald, Executive Director of the Society in Lane County, Oregon, which includes Eugene, started by recycling appliances, then branched out, looking to repurpose as many items as possible, all the while generating funds that drive society programs. St. Vincent de Paul is a world leader in mattress recycling. At this plant in Eugene, mattresses and box springs are cut open and separated into various components, including cotton, foam, wood, and steel. These materials are baled and shipped out for recycling.
We are the first commercially viable mattress recycling operation in the world. We started in the year 2000, and we have been building on that market ever since then. The mattress products that come out of the mattresses are generally find a market of their own. The cotton goes back to the cavity insulation industry. Polyurethane foam is chopped up and turned into carpet padding for residential use. The topper is chopped up and turned into a commercial carpet pad. Then the steel goes back to the steel industry. The wood is compost.
Once he strips the mattresses and box springs, we stack them up here. And then we're running the box springs and the shear machine over here.
In addition to being good business and good for the earth, recycling anything and everything provides jobs to people like Art Taylor. Thanks to the Society's support, Art received a second chance in life more than 3 decades ago.
I come out of jail, I went through a drug and alcohol program, I went through a program called Sponsors, and that's how I got introduced to St. Vincent de Paul. The opportunities that I got with St. Vincent de Paul started back in 1989. And I started out sorting clothes, and then I was able to learn how to drive a forklift, and it just continued to grow from there to where it is now.
Like it has for Art, St. Vincent de Paul's mattress recycling program has created entry-level jobs for returning citizens and others who have barriers to employment. Vincentian Charlie Burnham says this work gives people transferable skills that can help them find good-paying jobs in the community.
Job is hope, and I think there's a lot of people that are struggling to even get into entry-level positions. I think St. Vincent de Paul provides that opportunity for folks that may not be marketable in the regular job, but the opportunity to come work at St. Vincent de Paul, whether it's in the stores or it's in the recycling or wherever it is, usually there's an opportunity for them to either straighten out their lives or develop a skill or do something to improve themselves.
Yeah, I'm very blessed, and to have those opportunities, and I'm still open to learn more and new things and do what I can to be part of whatever the journey that, there's another chapter I hope left in me.
You name it, the Society in Lane County is probably recycling it. Melted down broken glass becomes functional items like plates, or even works of art for sale, helping the Society help others.
Why would you put anything in the garbage if you don't have to? I mean, there are so many reuses for things that you should take advantage of it if you can.
Well, it allows St. Vincent de Paul to have a substantial amount of freedom in terms of attacking social and social issues primarily in our community. So the emergency services or support for the conferences, food boxes, veterans housing programs, veterans rehousing, homeless veterans, car camping, homeless daycare centers, all these things.
Yet another big money maker at St. Vinny's, books. Lots and lots of books. Not only do they provide strong sales in stores, they also do very well online.
The retail thrift stores still sell about $66,000 just in books every month. And the online used to be around $50,000, so now it's between $80,000 and $100,000. But that's been a recent development. We still sell quite a few books in our thrift stores. A lot of it is just that we have them organized and alphabetized.
Bethany Cartledge has worked for 14 years with the Cascade Alliance, a partner organization of St. Vincent de Paul of Lane County. Bethany helps turn tens of thousands of hardbacks and paperbacks into a profitable resource for the society.
You have a lot of the same customers, so you have to be appealing to your regulars. So that constant output is so key.
Bethany says weeding through mounds of books is gratifying when the end result is helping people.
I think that sometimes people look at books as a lower value item, and so kind of helping them reimagine what they currently have and seeing the value in something that they've previously looked at as maybe worthless, that's exciting to me. And then seeing, getting to see the other side of it, like seeing the social service programs that they're providing and how else can we help our community. That's the fun part.
Nonprofit organizations like the Society of St. Vincent de Paul are always challenged to find unique ways to raise the funds they need to serve those in need. In Lane County, the Society is doing it through recycling and reinventing.
Obviously, anytime that you're doing things that are in sync with a larger purpose, and especially when you're talking about people, human beings, our brothers and sisters, finding a way to address their needs and be partners with them, not handing down to them, not handing out, but inviting them in to participate in this great adventure where we're all equals, that's growth.
Yeah, I believe in what this organization stands for. I believe in their mission. I think it's definitely a major need in our society to be able to give troubled people like myself a second chance.
The Society of St. Vincent de Paul is focused on lifting up people. In Lane County, Vincentians believe they can do that by not only giving people like Art Taylor a second chance, but also by giving everyday items that might otherwise be discarded a new lease on life too. For Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul, I'm Michelle Wargo.
Thanks, Michelle. It is amazing all the things that they are recycling and repurposing in Eugene, Oregon. Another example, how about this knapsack? It was made from a recycled canopy from a pop-up tent. Now, the United States Society was founded in St. Louis in 1845. While it's not quite that old, one conference in Rhode Island has been serving its community for 100 years.
This is a little certificate in recognition of your centennial anniversary.
It's a time of celebration for the conference at St. Joseph Catholic Church in Newport, Rhode Island, a centennial of service. Neighbors helped by the conference are grateful St. Vincent de Paul is a part of their community.
So accepting and so supportive that it felt like I knew them for a long time. When we had a few meetings, I could look into their eyes and feel the support.
They treat me with a lot of dignity and respect. They are very, very nice. They are very, very pleasant. They've come to my home because they know it's easier for me.
Generation after generation of Vincentians living their faith and serving their community. Congratulations and thank you. And thank you for joining us for Our Faith in Action, today's Society of St. Vincent de Paul. I'm Paul Borhan.